Welcome to Cathy D. Slatt's website at cathydslat.com. This is a Zoom call recording of Cathy's Quantum Energy Group. If you would like to participate, click on the Zoom link below, right here. Cathy's Quantum Energy Group calls are on Mondays and Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, unless otherwise stated on her website, cathydslat.com. Let's enter the Zoom call. The call will be live. You may want to lower the volume on your speakers. One moment, please.
Let me tell you about if I might tell you about a book that Martha found. You know, she's a teacher and she's always looking for ways after all these years to be a better teacher and to understand children more. But she found this book called The Danish Way of Parenting. Denmark is I guess, known to have the happiest people in the world. And, which is interesting considering the weather and things that they have to deal with. They have figured out a way how to do it. And this book, I'm telling you, that's all she talks about is this book. So
wow.
She got it from the library, so I'm going to order it today, and I want to read it myself just out of curiosity, because she said this is not only about, it is about parenting, but she said there's so many things we can learn as adults on how to reframe our way of thinking and our way of being, because we certainly, most of us, were not brought up in that kind of an environment.
Yeah, I'm going to get it too. Thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, if you're interested, I tell you, it's all she can talk about. So I'm excited to read it.
Yes, I will order it today myself. Let me tell you also, if I didn't, I have a lady that I worked with her for many years. She used to be local, so we would work one-on-one. She moved, so now she's in the energy group. And a couple of weeks ago, all of a sudden, man, extra energy every day, extra energy every day. And you know why? She quit drinking. She had been a fairly heavy drinker. You would never have known it by her, behavior or anything. But at night, she drank a bottle of wine every night. And she bought a book, and it's called Quit Like a Woman. And she says it has changed her life. And, a good point is that our whole culture encourages drinking. You can't watch any show just about without they're always having wine with their meal and all these other things. It's kind of like it used to be for the smoking.
The information that we learned this weekend was so powerful. The group was called Seek Healing, and they really help anybody and everybody. They don't turn anybody away. And it was a reframing. The word that they use instead of the word addiction is bonding. So it's what you choose to bond to.
Yes.
And the skills, we were all talking about how important it would be to get this into the school system right now, because the kids would just flourish if they understood how to really be good, to listen, with compassion and love and not be so cruel.
And what was the name of the group, Annie?
It's called Seek Healing.
SeekHealing.com. I love that.
But it was, it was highly impressive of the data that they brought forward, and they did. You did a lot of role playing of stuff, and
wow,
it was because there's so many kids that are dealing with like grief.
Oh yes.
And they also had talked about how 9/11 impacted a whole, generation, because they had to witness that. It's not like anybody turned off TVs; everybody was glued to their TVs. So that replay went through, their psyches. So
well, and as Karen Barnett was telling us about the book, the strands, energy strands. When we watch that stuff, whether it be TV or YouTube, we cord to it. So watching these various crises, and speaking of crisis, now that it's 10:30, I think you all got the notification that Ralph passed away over the weekend. And it was a terrible shock, very unexpected. And so did you all get the email about that?
I haven't seen it yet, but
yeah.
Yes, so thank you, Kevin.
Our prayers are with that situation. Susan Mason is devastated. That was his significant other. And so I just, our prayers are going out. Terrible shock. And so let me show you where we are as a group.
Before you start, I got the name of that book if you want it real quick.
Yes.
Okay. It's called Sodium Bicarbonate, Nature's Unique First Aid Remedy. And it's about using the healing power of baking soda. And one of the things in reading about this book is there's so much disinformation in our society about baking soda. I mean, there are so many simplistic healing things that we have that have been badmouthed, for lack of a better word, over the years to be effective. And this man, his name is Dr. Mark, his last name is Sircus. And
he was a guest on my radio show last year.
Yeah, he's amazing. I've actually been following him for years, and he's quite unique. And this book is very, very interesting in terms of how important your pH level is. It's critical. Your pH level is critical to your health. And so it's a good read. It's very, very, very interesting, and I think very beneficial. I've been taking my pH a couple times a day, and it's amazing what you put in your mouth affects whether your pH is up or down, and things that you think might not affect it in a negative way do. So it's very enlightening.
He also wrote a book on hydrogen medicine. And that's why well, in the next few minutes, I'm going to hook myself up to my hydroxy gas machine that he promotes. Not the one that he sells, but I found one I like better. But it's all about breathing and drinking hydrogen.
Yeah. If you go to drcircus.com, all of his books are listed, and when you click on one to buy it, it just takes you to Amazon, so he doesn't sell them himself. But you can see all the different things that he promotes, and they're all very simple things, natural things. So
that's what we need. Yeah, somebody was telling me this morning how wonderful it is to make tea from the essential oils. And I thought, okay, I'm going to give that a shot. So anyway, well, let me show you where we are. We're still running from, I guess it was yesterday we wanted to scan. And I'll show you where we are now. We did, let's look again. But as you go down the list, I checked yesterday and we wanted the All Parasites cocktail. Let's see if we want a repeat of that. No. And phlegm, again, which we really need to think more about, because it's a element in so much disease. So that's not the way I want to put it. Nope. So we're probably running pretty solid here. Let me stop that for a minute. Clear that. And we've been doing quite a bit of B2. And just as a little time saver, when you start your session, you can see is B2 going to be a priority for this session. And not necessarily. We've got a lot of it we did over the weekend. But pretty much all of this has been done, and we're just now focused on it. Goes on down. Take us to our core information. anyway, let's not fool with that right now because it's all a work in progress. But I want to show you a couple of things from over the weekend. Let's see if we want to do this again. But this, I do want to send this out because we did ask for it over the weekend. Anytime you see a lot of bladder meridian stress, so we're good now, but I'm going to send this out. And also, based on what I'm seeing around the world, etc., I went back to that book, Remarkable Healings, and I'm going to go through it chapter by chapter and make all a scan. And I want to show you the first one and do it for the group. Now, there's going to be some verbiage in some of these commands or codes that will not appeal, and I want you to know this straight from the book. The book Remarkable Healings, if you're not familiar with it, this is a psychiatrist who, Western educated, and although she appears with her picture, I'd say she's from India, but she's Western educated, and she discovered right away that the talk therapy and meds really weren't helping. So she got her certification in hypnosis, and she had some things come up in hypnosis. It started with past lives, and then pretty soon she was talking to demons. And she not only wrote a book, but she included the case studies. And as she says, this is not about religion at all, but this is what worked. These are the things that worked, and she found that it could be we've gotten things backwards. You know, the ancients said many illnesses, whether physical, mental, whatever, were actually these spirits. And then we went away from that and went other areas, especially psychiatry. And she says we may have made a mistake. But I knew that I'm a different person now from when I read this all those years back. And for one thing, I guess maybe I didn't quite believe it. I just wasn't quite where I wanted to be, I guess. And so I am rereading it and making a little list. And this is what we've come up. And I will tell you again, she's not promoting any particular religion, but she did find in case study after case study that the name of Jesus Christ is what cleared these things. So this is the top thing we ask for, actually. By the word of God and in the name of Jesus Christ, I pray to God to cleanse, heal, shield, protect, illuminate, guide, enlighten, balance, transform, and bless me. And then this comes out in almost everybody. Cleanse, clean, and vibrant energy field. And that's the point, whether we're talking about energy strands or any of this oppression. If our voltage is high enough and our energy field is clear enough, we're protected right there. They found tune in to God and the light, and this was send all non-beneficial possessing spirits to the light. Now these are the things we're asking for. So I hope none of this offends anybody. It is out of the book. She kind of says the same thing over and over. She says, I hope it's not offending, but this is what worked.
About 49, I think it's 49 years ago, I was in Thailand, and I met a guy, Johnny Morse, who was from a missionary family that had spent the last 20 years wandering through the jungles of Burma, and they were exorcising evil spirits in all of these villages. And he had amazing stories of how the evil would reveal itself, and they would drop to their knees and pray for Jesus, and that would clear up the whole village.
Wow. Well, and I really like this lady because the way she explained it, she has, for example, in one of the sessions, she had these supposed spirits had been told that the light would kill them. Many of them, according to her case studies, and she says herself, maybe the people, this is their delusion. She doesn't know. But she said many of the spirits had been tricked by Satan. They thought they were just playing some kind of game, and they got stuck down here, and they were told if they returned to the light, it would kill them. But in one particular case, she had the demon go deeper and deeper and deeper into its own dark blob until it actually saw a little speck of light. And it realized it still had that light. It's pretty interesting. And she would then have angels, and that's one of the things she talks about that she learned, is that we have angels with us. And I don't think any of this was from her background. And they would take the spirit back to God, where the spirit was received with great love. So
and maybe we should take all of this metaphorically also.
Yes.
And also, on my radio show, I interview, many times I've interviewed a woman who Ariel and Raphael speak through. And so it's great talking with the angels.
Yeah, we have to, I guess there's so much out there, so much information, we have to have discernment. But the book is a very touching book, and she, what she said that really won me over, a lot of times you see things like this, and then they're offering all these classes that you spend big money, etc. She said she doesn't know why this has happened this way, but don't really try it yourself. So I thought that probably makes a lot of sense. Now you see, so when we are wanting to send all non-beneficial possessing spirits wherever, that's 100. Let's see if we've got some Pro Tools here that we've hopefully requested. Let's see what we've got. So any of these, let's just put all right, well, the soul imaging is an option. It'll take a while to get going. Then we've got clean and vibrant energy field. See how we're looking. But this little list, it might not be a bad idea to run it at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, because we continue to see some real, you've got a little stress there at this moment in time. We continue to see some of the darndest things happening, and crime, etc. And could this be the case? Are we able to even examine that possibility?
Just a reminder to everybody too, every day to suit up with the armor of God, especially when you're always, but especially when you're going to be out shopping or be in any kind of a crowd.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. It's right. So again, we see. Let's see.
Cathy.
Yeah.
She said that angels are with us all the time. Well, then the thing I don't understand is this: is if we are told that we have angels and spirit guides, and which I understand, okay, but the thing I don't understand is that if we all have those, then why is it within some people the angels and spirit guides don't direct them in the right direction? Because people who go out and do crimes and all that stuff, it makes me wonder what kind of angels they got with them.
Well, you can have dark angels and light angels. And that's, I think, Doreen Virtue writes a lot. See, now look at the group here. You can see this one pretty much describes the group. But Doreen Virtue, I haven't read much about her, but I've heard a lot about her. She used to work with angels, and she has some pretty strong things to say. She's had some second thoughts. And I've seen that personally, I don't know about the rest of you, with people who work with guides. The only thing I've ever thought is if you get the wrong answer or the wrong information, and that wasn't Light. These are very tricky spirits, and we're easily tricked.
But you can't override what journey your soul has come here for.
True.
To deal with certain issues that you have to deal with, and you can't ask the angels to erase, because they can't, because this is your soul's purpose, and that takes that purpose away from you.
Oh, no, that's a good point. Yeah.
Can I say something too?
Yes.
The angels cannot help you. More speaking to what I was saying, they cannot help you unless you ask for help. They cannot cross dominion and come over and make.
You're right about that.
Yeah, you can't make decisions for you. So if you are in need for something, you can ask for their help. But if you never talk to them, then you have free will. You can do whatever you want.
I hear you.
My radio shows with Ariel and Raphael have asked them all kinds of questions like this, and they've responded with, basically one of the main things is ask us. You need to ask. If you don't ask, you don't get.
And then remember, for your highest and best in a perfect and correct way, because if you ask and you leave something out or you forget it, then they can intervene to, what's for your highest and best in a perfect and correct way.
And now back to Cathy.
And it's so nice to have Mary back. Mary, we've missed you.
Well, I'm not really back yet.
But you're getting there, right?
I finally remembered my Terra Care, so I've been using that the last couple days.
Oh, good. How are you using that? What exactly are you doing? Are you doing your water or?
No, basically, I'm using my meridian spots for what actually hurts and working on them, holding that to them for a while, for each one.
Somebody sent me a YouTube on the, come on, get down there. You could use it on images. Did you see that one? The guy was putting the iTerracare on pictures on his iPad.
Yes, you can send it to pictures of people, and even with the iTerracare, you aim it at parts of their body that you want to help them with.
Yep.
Photos.
So it's quite. I don't market it, but somebody gave me one, and so I'm getting used to it. Let's see what we want to do with the field generator. These are the top things that came up from the scan. No, that's not it. But it wouldn't hurt to do that. Let's see.
What Peter was talking about, could we use the shift pin like that? Do we have permission to do that?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, or Peter or anyone.
Anything, yeah, anything. We can do anything with our tools. I like to check for priority. Sometimes we're just wasting our time. But I've been with the energy sessions now. I check to see if they want a little blast of iTerracare over the, because most of them are remote. So I check to see, that, and then I check to see if they want the shift pin, the Vogel crystal, etc. Instant miracles wouldn't be bad.
This is why it's so important to tune in on Monday and Thursday mornings, because to get this feedback from you is great.
I'm really glad y'all are here, and that's what it's all about, everything y'all share. and you're open-minded.
You're in the week that goes by, we don't learn something new from the group.
That's right. And all these books. Well, this is interesting. Where's our field generator? Become invisible and impenetrable. See, some of this, which is hard to fathom, but just in our scans, a lot of this we already have cleared. It comes up, but we're already working on it. All right, so we want to be invisible and impenetrable today. In trouble getting this with the, may have to do this later once we're not on the Zoom. It's not one to click in there unless I can get it down here. There we go. This is to all genetic engineering. We're taking 20 hours. So that gives you an idea. And then we've got the emotions. Let's just see what comes out. And I don't know that we need to do it today, but each organ that comes up. See how our little brains are doing, our big brains. One of the things in the list in the remarkable healing was actually mental degeneration. Like with the spiritual attack, you just can't think. So we did a little work on that. That did come up for us yesterday. I'm just going to now check and see. Let's see. Not quite. He said, we're going to still do a little regeneration of the brain. And of course, this is the etheric field. It is not the body. Starting out with 2 minutes.
You know, one thing that comes to my mind when I think about the auric field, and when you think about the auric field, you always got to be careful because you never know what can get into your auric field.
That's right.
You know, and a lot of times when I go to do my dowsing, especially, I always check my auric field to begin with to make sure I don't have anybody inside my auric field. And if I do, then I just take them and clear them out of there because, you know, they don't belong in there, but you'll never know. Sometimes you get somebody in your auric field and it can really mess you up.
Yep. That's the thing. you can think you're doing very good work, and that might not be the case. And anyway, as you can see, all settled. We're doing a lot of work here. We did want, over the weekend, our residences, the water, computers, heart, family members, and this was, I am the extension of God's infinite nature. The universe responds to every loving desire of my heart. Almost everybody, when I do the scan, that's, we have a short scan. We don't have all of them, wants that one. Here, let's look at our summary here. So our little torso area again. There's the nervous system, which we're balancing. This thymus, we do, looks like there is a little bit of a flu season going on. It's always good to check if you see that. Not looking too bad. Same with the kidneys, that's our battery. Looking much better. Okay, so let's look out of, let me see if anybody's done in here. See, now when you go into just a 2 minutes, I will double click to see if we want to do a little more. And if I can find anything. Still not ready there. This was me on my lungs. I'm done there. Okay, so here's this amino acids again. I hope y'all are also staying on top of that there seems to be a lot of stress related to amino acids. There's our crown chakra, female energy, and again, chakras. See what else we have in here. Look at that, doomed. We can do without that. Let's there's an example of depression. This fungus, too, they have found, particularly mold. Many of the cases, maybe many is the wrong word, but it is not unusual for cases of bipolar to turn out to be mold. Now, this would give you an opinion that there might be a little bit of stress related to radioactivity right now. Let's just look and see. These words to ponder so often are given a clue. Whether or not we pick it up is another story. Not too bad on that one, though. Again, there's that element of perhaps falling for some things, not having discernment. And this is a true self, which I think we're all looking for. So for now, that's where we are. I'm going to send the notes out as soon as I can for these books and these 2 new lists that we have. And any other thoughts? That's it for today. Thanks
Thank
a
you,
lot,
everybody.
guys.
Thanks,
Thank
Kathy.
you, Kathy.
Okay, take care.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Blessings to
Kathy.
all.
This concludes the Quantum Energy Group Zoom call. Thank you for participating. We look forward to seeing you again. Till then, take care and be well.